Hi, I'm Steve Newman and welcome to Intection. Today we're going to be talking about the ASUS P3B LED projector. This is my third review in the series, and this one I'm going to cover the local audio, video and document reading capabilities. In here I've already put on some Office documents and some video files, and what we do is we'll show you today how that works. Now key to note is that the projector itself, if you want to see the performance of the projector, please see my other reviews, but today, just to be speedy, I'm using a very old projector screen that I managed to get from a car boot sale, and it's not really designed for use for this projector, but it gives me a surface to project on, and the video quality is pretty poor actually when used in a very bright environment like it is here. So first of all, let's have a look at what we're doing. So this is the projector itself. Again, I'm going to power it on. So what we do is we plug in the USB stick, power on the projector. It's going to be quite noisy because I set it up quite bright so that we can see it. And here we go. So the projector itself has a top keyboard which has like an arrow kind of mechanism, enable us to navigate, and also the same thing is repeated on this remote control that you get. So I'm not going to use a remote control because the LED is at the back of this. Okay, so let's quickly go through it. So you can see the projector has detected the USB stick. It's a USB 3 device, and all it's done is it's scanned the device and it's categorized the videos, audio, pictures, etc. and documents. And then you get this nice handy kind of display here which enables you to walk your way through the documents and select what you want. Now there's no photos on here, but if I now navigate, all you do is get an expanded icon as you navigate. So first things first, let's quickly go and look at Office. Now have a look. First of all, PDFs. Let's select a PDF. So this PDF here works pretty well. Again, we could zoom this in on a proper screen, it would look okay. As you can see, the PDF navigates really well. So great, so that's PDFs. So let's Excel. This is just a sample file off of the template. Again, this is in the latest version of Office, and as you can see, it can play this. So unfortunately, I didn't pick the colours very well, and again, it's on a small screen, badly lit room. But as you can see, it can show graphs and it can also show Excel very well. So this is a latest version of Excel, no problem at all. Okay, now if we now look at PowerPoint, I did save two versions of the PowerPoint presentation on here. I saved a version which is a PPT, and I also saved a PPTX version. Now, for whatever reason, this device has decided it can't see the PPT version, and I just cannot get to it, so it has filtered it out. So that's something to bear in mind. As you can see, I have no way of getting to it. Okay. Now if we select it, the PowerPoint X version or PPTX version, it does play the PowerPoint, but, and there's a big but, the problem with this is it takes a long time to load, which it is still loading the first slide at the moment, and to navigate from slide to slide, as you can see, we have the slide. It shouldn't be showing everything. So it's showing in play mode, it's showing the actual audio here, which it cannot display, unfortunately. And the other part of this is what we can't do is it can't handle transitions from slides to slide. So I'm now going to move to the next slide, and I've moved to the next slide. There should be a transition. And the next slide is would show you the capabilities of the projector. Now, as you can see, it's taken a long time for that slide to appear, and I had no transition on purpose within the bullet points that are on here, and so that shows up really well. However, the next slide has transitions, and if I now move to that, it will either fail and not go at all, or it will just mess up the slide. As you can see at the moment, I've pressed it once and we'll see what happens, but my experience with this is that the capability of the PowerPoint player is very, very poor, so I wouldn't suggest using this to play any PowerPoints unless they are just very basic pages with no transitions of any kind, and then you should be okay, but be aware that it will take time for it to load. So as you can see, it's not actually working at all at the moment, so we will leave that. Okay, so if I now go back and we exit out this, or attempt to exit out of this, in fact it won't even exit out, so that's no good. So the PowerPoint viewer is not working. So let's now come out and go back to the main menu and start again. What we'll do now is quickly show you the video player capability. So let's wait for it to read. Okay, so we now move to the video capability. Okay, so this again, it has it can play a number of formats, but what I have found is it filters out a significant number. There's also a limit on the file size as well. So if the video is above 2 gig, even though I've got one that's slightly above here, it just will filter it out. Now I purposely put quite a few different videos on here of all the formats that it says it supports, and as you can see, if we ignore the top dot underscore file, which is the reference file, a resource file for Mac OS X, you can see I've only ended up with 2. It's successfully understood a AVI file, and the last one is a Mac OS X Quicktime file. So although it didn't see any of the others, the MP4s or the MKVs, they were on here, but it just doesn't want to see them. Now that's probably down to the size of the files, but certainly the MP4s that I put on here, it won't see them at all, and they are very small. So if we just quickly press this one, power this one on, so this is an AVI, I won't play it all the way through, and it's actually a poor quality one anyway, but we come off that. That AVI worked really well. So okay, so if we now quickly move back, I found, which is right, let's go up. This is another thing that I've seen with this projector, is it sometimes ignores the keys that you're pressing, and you end up with something completely different to what you were expecting. So at the moment I've got the keys over here that should be reacting, but if I actually press the keys that are meant to work with them, it's, for example, the up key, I end up with a brightness setting which isn't actually what I'm asking for. So yeah, it's not ideal. So again, it's completely ignored what I want to do. So I'm sort of stuck again, so I'll come out again, and now we're going to go back in. As you can see, working while a USB is incredibly unreliable, very unreliable. Right, so we're now going to attempt to go into videos again, and now I'm going to try and get down to the bottom video. I managed it, and this is the QuickTime video, so we'll play a small part of the beginning of it, which will be a Walt Disney trailer, and as you can see, that works really, really well. There you go. And we'll come out of that. So I'll just turn this off. So in summary, what do I think about the projector? I think as a standalone projector, it's, well, basically it's pants. So I wouldn't advise using it for anything standalone. However, if you're going to plug it into a device, it's great. It's an excellent projector. Right. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe and leave any comments in the notes below. Thanks ever so much.